Hello and welcome to Stateside. Me, Graham Hughes, and the wonderful, delectable, delightful Scott Williams, whose name I can't find on my list. Where's your name on my list? Make his way. Oh, there it is. It's at the top. Sorry. There you go. Scott Williams. Yay. TGA 1976. How you doing, Scott?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Now, I know you've been a bit down over the last few weeks, so, obviously the events of the past 7 days must have cheered you up no end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing on the streets.
Yeah.
State-sanctioned murder.
Invasion of Greenland. Interfering in Iran.
That hasn't actually happened yet, has it? Have I missed that one?
The Fed chair's going to get arrested for some reason.
Who?
The federal chair. The chair of the Federal Reserve.
Oh, we've wanted to get rid of him for a while.
No, yeah. He's going to arrest him. He's going to get arrested.
For what?
Jerome Powell has he put out a video last night. This is the chair of the Federal Reserve. He put out a video saying that there's an unprecedented criminal investigation into Jerome Powell.
All right, so
he's being investigated.
It's an investigation, but they're not. They haven't arrested him yet.
Yeah, but Trump controls the Justice Department, and the Justice Department are threatening to criminally indict Powell if he doesn't lower the interest rates.
We live in the upside down, I don't know what to tell you.
Meanwhile, Chris is just telling us that a federal prosecutor in Virginia has been fired after refusing to lead the Comey case, the phony Comey case.
Oh, really?
Against Comey for telling the truth. I mean, he was a dickhead, and he's the one who said in the 2016 election, Hillary, her emails, let's investigate them the week before the election. That's come to bite him on the arse, hasn't it? Fuck around, find out, motherfucker. But, other people like Jack Smith and Jerome Powell, I've got a lot more sympathy for them, especially Jerome Powell, because he's been doing this job for years. He's been doing it for like 20 years or something. Under different presidents, but now he's...
Again, you don't do what Trump tells you to do. It's, force. I was speaking to my very close friend in this United States. I haven't actually spoken to her for a couple of years, really, like face to face or over a video call or whatever. It's been a long time, and I just said to her, "So what the fuck is going on?" And she's like, "I don't know, dude. Fucking just crazy." I think the average American is all just kind of sat there with their head in their hands, going, "What the fuck is going on?" Right?
Yeah. It's what a time to be alive. Anyway, we are alive at the moment, so that's good.
That's nice.
Chris, Lost Missionary, Yuri Infectinov, Sutton.
Yuri.
We've got SG and Sarah Davis. We've got Alex.
Yuri is a legend in his own lunchtime.
Well, listen, everyone in the chat, Liam Fairhurst in the person impersonator. Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If you'd like to join our friends in the chat here, all you need to do is hit the big juicy subscribe button and wait for approximately 1 minute.
You're a juicy subscribe button.
Hey!
You didn't know what to do with that one,
no,
did you?
I don't. Yeah, never been called a juicy subscribe button before. I said you one on me. But yeah, we'll try and bring some levity to the proceedings. But God, it's fucking miserable. Yeah. ICE has just crossed this line, haven't they? Last week, they shot a 37-year-old mother of 3 in her car who was doing nothing wrong, presented no threat whatsoever. And the guy shot her and then said, stupid bitch, immediately after shooting her. They've also been masked up since last year. They've been forcing entry into people's homes this week, all over Minnesota and elsewhere. And, there's protests obviously going on. But, this isn't about immigration policy anymore. These are going into states that are fucking landlocked, that don't have any borders, and kicking down people's doors and shooting women in the face, shooting white women in the face. It's worth noting.
Queer white women.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they knew that she was queer when they killed her, but
maybe not. But let's not forget the fact that she was. And you know, the American experiment. Is it over? You know,
Yeah.
like, um, I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore about these sort of things. It's just like, well, it gets worse
D-
every fucking week. It
Did
gets worse. There's something worse happening. When does it get to a point when, you know, what is the worst that's gonna what is the end game?
yeah,
What happens?
yeah.
You know? Um,
But they're so brazen about it.
yeah.
So they came out immediately and said, JD Vance said that the guy who
So
did it has
self-defense.
immunity, absolute immunity. And the guy who did it, he put out his video from the phone he was holding
I know.
to try and
That's
like
how brazen he was. Yeah.
make
I,
it
I yeah.
sound better, and it made it even worse. It's
Yeah.
like the opposite of what he was intending
Well,
to
they're
do.
not smart people again, you know.
No, they're not.
You know, this is all I seem to say when I come on Stateside. Americans aren't very smart. When's this all gonna end?
Well, there
That's all I
are smart
got.
Americans. There's Americans who have done amazing work in
I did say that last
engineering,
week.
science, medicine,
I
nuclear,
did say that last
brain
week.
surgery, rockets, literal fucking rocket science. And
I
then,
did say that.
unfortunately, there's a lot of people
Excuse me.
who are just fucking idiots who are in charge now.
Yes.
At least I guess there's the sort of Forrest Gump idiots who just sort of keep to themselves and just do their little thing, ping pong or run around a little bit. I mean, doing no harm to no one. But it's these idiots who are so fucking stupid. They don't know how stupid they are. I mean, at least Forrest Gump knew that he was stupid. Like,
Right.
you've got to be more stupid than Forrest Gump to be really stupid, but think that you've got this secret inside information that nobody else has. But Renée Good being shot dead last week. I mean, this is the moment really when the ICE enforcement stops being, a thing that might threaten the majority of Americans to it actually threatening the majority of Americans going about their daily business. This isn't about immigrants anymore. This is about everyone who's not in the Trump cult. And it was predicted quite scarily, like accurately, by the TV show Watchmen, not the film Watchmen, but the TV show that came out in 2019, which featured a police force who all wore scarves over their faces so you couldn't actually see them. And that was because a police officer was apparently murdered in their own home, and so they all had to conceal their identity so they couldn't be doxxed and then attacked in their own home. It then turns out, sorry, spoilers, that it was all a big setup and that they were killed by their own. And they used that as an excuse so they could wear masks, because once people have a mask on, they feel like they can get away with murder. And apparently now, ICE have absolute immunity. So this is and also the aftermath of this, Minnesota, the state, is not being allowed to investigate this. It's being investigated on a federal level by Trump's people, and they're not allowed to look into it at all. The local state law enforcement aren't allowed to look into it.
Cover-up. It's almost like it's a cover-up. Can you believe that?
It's not even a cover-up, though, is it? It's blatant.
No, it's blatant.
It's beyond covering it up. They went, yeah, we did this. We shot her. What are you going to do about it? And half of America's going,
literally.
oh, well, she was threatening him by driving away very slowly.
Isn't that crazy? We're saying things like this. And this is again, this is George Floyd. This is, we have a literal video
which happened around the corner.
Happening.
George Floyd, that happened less than a mile away from where Renée Good was killed.
Right. So we're watching a video of a murder, and there's people that literally are sitting there going, well, no, not really. It wasn't really murder, was it? And you're just like,
yeah. But these are masked, armed, unidentifiable agents of the government in residential areas, kicking down people's doors and shooting innocent people in the face, innocent Americans. And this is how far America has plunged into the abyss. People are like, yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, she probably had it coming. I don't know. I think they're going to keep saying that until it's their kid who gets shot, or their mum, or their sister.
Well, this
or
is
their
it.
wife,
This
or
is
their...
it. It's not until like an actual sort of like, I don't know. Even then, they'll probably say something to defend it, you know?
Even if it was their wife. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks for
They'd be
shooting
like,
my
yeah.
wife. It was
Well,
all
no,
in
it'd be
the...
like, I know it was an accident, you know, and
Yeah,
sometimes these
I
things
forgive
happen.
the person who did it. Yeah. Or you could do what Erica
What
Kirk
Jesus would
did and
do.
just fire off loads of fireworks. I mean, I fired off fireworks when Charlie Kirk died, and I got into loads of trouble about it.
Yeah.
I lost my job. I got kicked off the internet. I got doxxed. I got silenced. I got gagged. I got beaten up. Sticks, everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, I got silenced, man. I got fucking... It was like Silence of the fucking Lambs. I got cancelled. I got fucking cancelled. I used to have 100,000 people watching these shows. Now I've got 100. That was because I set off fireworks when Charlie Kirk died. And everyone turned against me and said, "That's sick, Raim. You can't be setting off fireworks just because this cunt dies." I mean, dad, father of wife person. And there she is on stage wearing all the sparklies, setting off fireworks left, right and centre, doing a little jaunty dance to the stage. He's dead. You know it. Bang, bang. And I'm sorry, it was only one bang, wasn't it? What a bang that was. Talk about going out with a bang. Anyway, I always said he was a pain in the neck. Anyway, but yeah, sorry, going back to this Gestapo. So, the parallels with the Gestapo were made last year when they first started going out, masked up, armed men, masked up into residential areas. Famously, they went into like a Target or a home base or something. What's it called over there? Home Depot?
Home Depot.
Okay. I'm glad you don't say depot.
No one's.
I kind of expect you to say depot, but you don't.
Because Americans say things wrong. Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Continue.
But we say valet, you know. You say valet.
You don't say valet.
We say valet.
No, you don't.
The posh people do. The really posh people do.
It's like the really posh people say that word ever like that.
Who know that it's not Moet and Chandon champagne. It's Moet and Chandon. Because it's not a French word. It's not a French name. So you pronounce the T. And so they know it's a secret. It's a secret code of the aristocracy. They know how to pronounce certain words, and if you don't say them right, you're pretending you're not actually part of the club. It's like that bit in Inglourious Basterds where he holds up the wrong fingers for 3, and they're like, "Ha ha! We know you're not a German." They should do that. Have you seen Inglourious Basterds?
A very long time ago.
The way they suss out that the British agent isn't a Nazi is he holds up 3 fingers to say 3 drinks, and he should hold up those 3 fingers. Huh. I find that more difficult, so whatever. Charlie Nelson, woo! Super chat from Charlie. Even Glinner has sided with ICE. That doesn't surprise me. Of course he has. What do you mean, even Glinner? Even a total... What are you talking about? The guy scumbag. Is a complete loon. That alcoholic who lives alone since his wife and kids left him. And they speak to him.
Lunatic. Of course he has. But
thanks for the super chat.
Right-wing grifter, guys. Like,
yeah.
What?
Lords, the grift lords. I mean, that's it. But so the blue states are trying to do something about this. And when I said calling it the Gestapo, when that was first done last year, the Department of Homeland Security responded with a press release saying it was gross because Tim Waltz said it. He said, it's a bit like the Gestapo, this. And they went, how dare you? That's disgraceful. That's disgusting. How dare you compare us to Nazis? Blah, 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 blah. And now they basically are just like, we're Nazis. We're doing the Nazi thing now. That's it. With shitty uniforms because they're not designed by Hugo Boss. But yeah, so there's bills coming in. Okay, this is what the blue states are trying to do. New York, they're trying to prohibit masks for federal agents operating in the state. They are proposing a state dashboard to track ICE activity because no one's tracking it at the moment. They're trying to allow for civil lawsuits against federal officers for constitutional violations, which will be state-based, so the president can't pardon the bastards. And then we've got a wider push in the legislature in New York to make cooperation with ICE harder and to expand legal representation for people facing deportation. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, sorry, I'm boring you to death here, I know.
You're not boring me. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I've been
It's
working.
okay.
I actually stopped working just before I came on here. So,
Oh
and
man,
I
I'm
cooked
sorry.
dinner and everything else.
It's okay.
I've
It's
been
okay.
working, so
It's okay.
it's been a long day.
It's when you yawn while you're having sex. That's when it's really bad. Anyway,
All right. Well, I'll try not to do that again.
In New Jersey, they're trying to bar governments and hospitals from collecting immigration status information that could be used by ICE. They're setting up guidance to schools and healthcare facilities on how to respond to federal immigration
This is
actions.
crazy. It's insane that state level people have to do this because they should be working on other things.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have to be wasting their time with this sort of bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just defense,
Yeah.
sort of like defensive legislation.
Yeah.
Against
Well,
the tyrannical federal government.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what
Well, in Illinois, there's a proposal to make anyone hired by ICE during Trump's second term ineligible for future state law enforcement jobs once ICE is disbanded. Also, it's worth mentioning that Trump is. They seem to think, because they're idiots, they seem to think that Trump is going to live forever. He is not. He is going to die. Hey, one day, hopefully one day soon. And when he does, MAGA is going to die with him. It might gurgle for a bit of a death rattle called J.D. Vance, but he's got no charisma, he's got no soul, no one's going to listen to him. He's a piece of shit. And once that's over, that's when the reckoning will begin. And all these motherfuckers, and they know who they are. I mean, they might be wearing a mask, but they're identified one way or another. There's going to be thousands of videos out there, and we're going to have Nuremberg too. And this ain't like the 1940s where they can just, slip off to Argentina or Brazil and get away with it, because you can't these days. It's very hard to disappear. And don't forget, 80 years after the fucking Holocaust, there were still people going to court for being involved in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
80 years, you'll never escape the justice, because murder
I remember that. I remember there was a guy in Cleveland.
Yes.
In the... I think it was the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
They found. Yeah.
Oh, my friend Charlie, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. You really lost job after celebrating Charlie Cake Man. No, it was a joke. Sorry,
I didn't.
This is my job.
Real job in years.
I'm not going to sack myself. Imagine the Gollum-like conversation with me in the mirror going, Graham, yeah, you thought that was funny that he died. Yes, I think it's funny when a Nazi dies, My grandfather was given a medal for firing torpedoes at Nazis, not for going, we better not say anything mean about them. Anyway, yeah, no, I wasn't really sacked, Charlie. I was joking, because Erica Kirk has made about $17 billion since Charlie Kirked it. Sorry, I'm only going to ask that question. Anyway, going back to Illinois, about this short second term making them ineligible, and this is for future accountability. So they're obviously looking forward to the end of the Trump administration and the point where it might take years. We don't know. It might take decades, but there will be a point where these people will be brought to justice, and they won't all be pardoned by the whichever president comes next.
No, I mean, whoever is on ice. I mean, whoever is in ice. They have to keep records of these people. So their identities will be found out. It doesn't matter if you put you can hide your face all you want. At the end of the day, when Trumpism is finished, there will be a reckoning, and it will be a bad one, and there will be a lot of people that go to jail. A lot. Especially the guy who just murdered that woman in the street.
He'll go to jail for the rest of his life. I think they give him the death penalty.
Well, I don't really believe in the death penalty.
I don't believe in the death penalty, but for him,
I don't think it matters. I used to be an advocate for it a little bit. I used to be a bit like, death penalty. Some people just deserve it. What if it was your brother or your mother? And I've kind of softened on that over the years.
I've never been a big fan of the death penalty, but I guess that comes from growing up in Britain.
Exactly, and growing up in America, when you're surrounded by it,
Yeah. You're
you
surrounded by the
you
bullshit.
actually, yeah, huh?
You're surrounded by the bullshit. They feed you
Yeah,
bullshit
so
all the
you actually
time.
buy, you can really buy into
They
it
tell you
because
that your TV is worth more than a human life. Your property is more important than human life.
yeah,
And if someone comes on your property and you don't like the look of them, you can take their life from them. And that's a fair trade
mm.
because they threatened your property. Because that's the level of hierarchy, isn't it? In America, it's like humans at the bottom and then cute
Well, no, I mean,
animals.
a trespass is supposed to be literally about the safety of your property. You know what I mean? You should be allowed to defend it.
We don't have that
Um,
in the UK. There's no,
no,
there's trespass is a civil offence in the
no, well,
UK.
there was that guy who got into a lot of
Yeah,
trouble.
because he shot someone on his property. He
He
shouldn't have
shot
fucking done
someone on
that.
his property
Yeah,
and he went to prison for
yeah.
it.
Because he wasn't
Which,
defending himself. If you're defending yourself, you kill someone in self-defense, that's okay. But he was
yeah,
defending his property. And in this
yeah,
country, it's like life is a lot more important than stuff.
yeah,
End of. But in America, stuff is a lot more important than life. And that's
right.
why the number of murders by police in America is double the number of murders in England and Wales by murderers.
Did you hear that London now has the lowest homicide rate in over a decade?
Yes.
That dangerous place, that there, London, the danger capital of the world.
Yeah. And considering that the population's grown as well, less than
Yeah,
100
right.
murders, less than 100 murders out of 11 million people. That's pretty fucking safe.
That's
I mean,
pretty good,
they're good odds, aren't they? May the odds be ever in your favour.
literally.
But yeah, there has been a concerted effort. You know, the tech bros and Saudi Arabia and Russia and all the usual twats have been putting out all these bots saying, "Oh, London's the most dangerous place in the world," and it's
Yeah,
been
it's
echoed,
crazy.
trumpeted by Trump and Elon Musk. You haven't got a
But
fucking clue.
JD Vance literally came here and told us that we were.
I reckon, right? Elon Musk should come here, and we should say, come to London, right? And we'll show you that London's not such a dangerous city. And then when he arrives, we should just fucking shoot him. And they go, "Oh, sorry, you were right."
Ugh.
What do you reckon?
I don't think we should kill people, Graham.
Mm.
No matter how evil and horrible they are.
But why is the whole world waiting for Trump to die?
Well, we're waiting for him to die. We're not trying to kill him. No one's trying to kill him.
That's why prayer doesn't work. If prayer
No.
worked, Trump would be dead by now. Trump would have been dead 10
All
years
we
ago.
have talked about tonight is literally
Yeah.
about killing other people and
Yes.
just death.
Yes.
Just a horrible death. Could we like, actually for the first day in a very long time, and the weekend as well, I actually don't feel like the world
Killing
is
anyone.
going to end.
Oh, it's not going to end. It's not going to end.
Well,
But
no,
we,
but
we,
in
we
my
could get
in
back
my
to
head,
normal quicker without a few people. Trump being number one.
yeah, no. What I'm saying is, in my when we talked, you first thing you brought up was my depression. Is
Yes.
today was the first day I actually felt like a human being again. So
Oh.
now we spent this half
And
an
now I'm just
hour
putting you back
talking
down
about
again.
dying and shit, and I'm like,
I'm not talking about you dying. I'm talking about the people we don't
no.
like not being around anymore. So we have to see their stupid, goddamn, ugly, gormless faces every fucking day on the internet. Careful now, Graham, says Charlie. It's £2 super chat. Okay, careful now. Diz says, "Oh, Chris, he'll make it worse." What? I saw Death of the Princess when I was a kid and I've been against capital punishment since. So Simon said, bloody top chat leaves people commenting. It's nuts. Keep forgetting it's changed to live. Yeah, top chat. You know that. But in the UK, it's called Bosch chat. Okay, no one's going to get that joke. California, meanwhile, there's multiple bills aimed at mask bans and keeping ICE activity out of hospitals and schools. And also, they're trying to restrict the sale of personal data to prevent it from being used for immigration enforcement. And they are moving to stop state police from working or volunteering to work for ICE. And this isn't just in blue states. In Tennessee, there is a bill to prohibit federal immigration enforcement on school property. And there's another proposal to bar immigration agents from entering schools and churches. And this is kind of crazy. The sponsor claims that the electorate is more receptive to this idea than elected Republicans, which tells you everything because they're all under under Trump's. Diz is laughing. I hope Diz is laughing at my funny joke that I made about
the boss chat.
Boss chat.
That was the worst of your dad jokes recently. Like, that wasn't even on the radar.
Squeaky cat. Boss cat. So there was a TV show by Hanna-Barbera, right, in the 1970s called Top Cat in America. But in the UK, because there was a company that made cat food, called Top Cat, the BBC couldn't call it that, so they changed the name of it to Boss Cat. But they left the original theme tune in, so it made no sense. They should have re-recorded the theme tune and sung Boss Cat, the most da 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 da. I can't remember the names. Close friends get to call him TC, and you're like, well, why would they call him TC when his name's Boss Cat? I don't understand. Anyway, so yeah, and just before we sort of go on to talk about some of the shit that's been going down, this warrant issue, have you heard about this in America?
No.
So I've seen a bunch of videos on TikTok and on YouTube where it's and Instagram where people are in their homes and ICE are banging on the door saying, let us in, right?
Yeah.
And the people inside are saying, come back when you've got a warrant. Okay. So more and more people realize that they're not allowed in without a warrant, right? So what they're doing now, because they're sneaky little cunts, is they are giving out administrative warrants, which are signed by an immigration officer rather than a judicial.
They're just signing their own warrants, basically.
Yeah, they're signing they're marking their own homework, literally.
Yeah.
And then they need a judicial warrant as in signed by a judge.
A judge, yeah.
So they're using fake, they're covered their faces. They're using essentially fake ID to bang on people's doors, tell them to let them in, armed. These people are armed and masked. And like, how do you know if someone's really from ICE or if they are just some psychopath who just wants to go around killing people in their own homes?
Right.
And yeah, Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, which everyone forgets. The state, the federal law enforcement, anyone is not allowed to force entry into your home.
No, there is it prevents unreasonable search and seizure.
Yeah. Is that also the one that mentions you don't have to be forced to quarter troops in your house?
You're not forced to what?
Quarter troops in your house. You can't be forced to have troops in your house if you don't want them to stay.
Yeah.
So people used to knock on the door and say, can I stay here, please? I'm fighting a war. And they'll go, no, I've got no room for you. And I'm missing EastEnders. So anyway, yeah. So that's really fucking grim. They're presenting paperwork at the door that looks official. Yeah. And they're standing there with their hands on the guns, like they do. So the White House and the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, the puppy shooter, the puppy killer. She shoots puppies, if they're annoying.
Yeah.
Why would a puppy be annoying? Like how the puppies are just adorable.
They're beautiful until they start gnawing your shoes and ruining.
Oh, so they deserve the death penalty. Come on, Scott. Come on.
To Kristi Noem, she's a nutcase again. Another nut. Yeah, she's she's out there. She's not.
But yeah, they're saying comparisons with Nazis is unacceptable, and I'm just like, if you don't want,
they don't know their history.
Someone to call you a Nazi, don't do Nazi things.
Don't act like one.
Yeah, it's like if you don't want people to think you're racist, stop saying racist things.
Shit.
Yes. It's this. I don't know. So yeah, this is great. Sort of the state versus the federal government, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is what someone did a sketch where it was like a Republican voter from 2010 coming through a time vortex to 2026, and he's been asked questions like, "How do you feel about the police? How do you feel about the state knocking on your door and kicking it down?"
Well, I'd never vote for such a thing to happen.
That's great. Don't tread on me.
That's my my civil liberties.
And it's like, how many pictures would you need of a president with a convicted paedophile before you
start believing
before you start believing
that person was a pedophile
and it's like 1, 2, 17. And the guy's like one, just one would be one too many.
Obviously,
yeah. And now it's like, no, I haven't seen enough pictures of Epstein and Trump.
About. They look doctored, right?
Meanwhile, also in the news, Greenland.
Okay.
Greenland, new film out, Greenland and Migration. That's what everyone's talking about. With the guy from the 300 and what's her face, Monica Baccarin, Deadpool's girlfriend. It's called Greenland the Migration. It came out last week. I'm not even making this up. There's a film called Greenland that's out at the cinema. I guess that's what everyone's talking about, right?
No, I have no idea what you're fucking talking about at all.
There's a movie. There's an action movie called Greenland the Migration.
Greenland 2.
Yes.
Gerard Butler and...
That's him. Marina Baccarin.
Oh, I've never seen Greenland 1.
It was a fucking awful. But, you know, both lead characters quite easy on the eye. So...
Gerard Butler is he's quite nice.
When did that come out? That came out last week, didn't it? On Friday?
Yeah, it looks like it.
You've been infected off. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat. That's very kind of you.
So generous, man.
We got only need another two super chats and we get confetti. Don't tread on me is morphing into your boot treads taste lovely. Actually, before we start talking about Greenland, let's jump into the chat. Brighton and Hove actually says, how do you know they are ice and not some psychopath? Is there a difference? Good point. Well made. Yeah. And what's this? The ICE agents are using pepper spray and tear gas on protesters in Minneapolis. Yep, because they're fucking scum. Just release a squeaky tank, Graham, and admit defeat on the top chart joke. Release the squeaky tank! There it is. Squeaky tank time. No one liked my top chat joke.
Nah, it's terrible.
Hey, Scott.
What? There we go.
How many Mexicans does it take to change a light bulb?
Just one.
Only one.
I said it.
You didn't say Juan.
I said just one.
Juan. You had to like that. Otherwise, you're not saying it right.
It's bullshit. Shut up. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm glad someone's having a nice end of the world. Okay, so Greenland, the actual territory of Greenland, which isn't as big as you might think, because it's made to look bigger on the Mercator projection.
That sounds very familiar in my world.
Yes, it's marketed as a little bit bigger than it actually is. Anyway, so Greenlanders are bristling at these threats from the US.
They're terrified.
They've talked about the cultural loss. They've talked about being treated as merchandise. There was an interview where they were like, so how much would it cost? How much would they have to bribe you, essentially? $10,000, $100,000, $1 million? And like, no money would stop me, would make me want the US to be here. Denmark and Greenland, they hope that talks with US officials will diffuse tensions, and Danish Prime Minister has said last week that an attack on Greenland would mean the end of NATO. And not just the end of NATO, the end of everything that we have known since the end of World War II, really. And you know, the age of empire is back if Trump has his way. You know, small nations get treated like real estate. Does look like you're masturbating there, you know. I've got to tell you this now. I don't know what you're doing. No, please, Scott. I don't want to get demonetized. Scott, stop it. Scott. Trying to be serious. I don't know.
I don't even have an erection.
Oh, well, you know, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, you are looking like
49.
My gorgeous plants. Yeah. Andy says,
it's a small island. They could easily take it over if they wanted to. Apparently, they want to. We'll see what happens. You know, the people, but it is a NATO country.
Yep.
So, you know, there's something, but you know, you got Stephen Miller in the background sitting there going, "Doesn't fucking matter. Just do it anyway. We're America. We can do what we want."
Yeah.
So yeah, if they do it, I'll be interested to see how we react. We'll probably do nothing, and just like we've done with Ukraine, just like we've done with I don't know, Congo and all the other fucking countries that just get invaded.
That
just sit
era's
back and do fuck all.
that era's supposed to be over, though, isn't it? Like, he's going in for the mineral rights, like he went into Venezuela for the oil, and then he had that meeting on Friday with Exxon and Chevron. What are you doing? Why is your arm twitching like this?
Oh, my legs are shaking. It's been part of my anxiety. I'm so sorry.
no.
My legs are shaking.
Oh no.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. It's just
I
like your
guess it
arm's
does look
doing
like I'm
this. Do you
jiggling
know what I
it,
mean?
and then it looks like yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's a little
No,
bit
no.
off-putting. I'm saying.
I can imagine. No.
This isn't chat roulette.
Honestly, it's
them were the days.
my legs they just constantly shake at the moment. And it is just part of my anxiety right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Isn't that an ADHD thing as well?
I don't know. You know, I've got 10 on my fucking messages keep asking me, "Have you ever thought about getting a test to see whether you're neurodivergent?"
Such a great impression of Tam.
Yeah,
that's exactly how she talks. Yeah,
and I'm just like, I don't think I'm neurodivergent. I think I suffer with a little bit of depression every now and then. It doesn't, yeah, like I don't know what to say, but the leg shaking, I've pretty much had that all my life, but when I have anxiety going on, it's constant. It doesn't really stop.
Oh,
And I
sorry,
try. I used to do it I used to shake my legs so bad in one office that I worked in central London, that the other desks used to feel it
Yes.
on the desk bank. And there was a girl who worked there. She was from Birmingham, right? She wasn't the smartest she wasn't the brightest tool, smartest tool in the box. And she asked one of the other colleagues as to whether what the shaking was, and the other colleague told her that it was the tube underneath the building, driving, going through the tube line.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was my leg. So yeah, there you go.
At least you didn't think you were having one off the wrist, so
I'm not.
You weren't being accused of having a crafty wank.
Listen. I know I'm gay, and I know I talk about gay things, but I'm not so bold as to go on the YouTubes and actually masturbate. That's crazy. I would never do that.
Just before we go on, have you heard about Autistic Barbie?
Yeah, well, yeah.
This is fucking amazing. Barbie's made,
but
autism-friendly Barbie.
Yeah, and they tried to do the Down syndrome Barbie, and all they did was just make Barbie fat, which was offensive because it just sort of said that all Down syndrome people are fat.
They've worked with autistic groups to make this Barbie, and
how does it look?
It looks like a fairly normal Barbie, except she doesn't look straight ahead. She looks slightly off to the right, and she's got noise cancelling muffs on her ears, and she has a fidget toy, and she's got flat feet. She's not wearing stilettos. All of Barbie since forever have always had those pointy down feet. Actually the heel doesn't touch the ground. But hers do, and the material, clothes are loose, and the material that it's made of is like a material that's not going to irritate, like a fucking micro towel. Fuck micro towels, I hate them. Sorry, I'm gonna add that to my list.
Well, like this one.
Get rid of it. He hates it. Hates it forever.
Are you one of those people you can't touch it?
I can't touch it. I can't touch a microfiber towel. It goes on like little dry bits of my skin, And
Yeah.
like just like that.
That's so funny. I've got a friend of mine.
Oh.
I had a friend once who was like that with cotton wool. Couldn't touch it. Couldn't touch cotton wool.
Yeah.
Freaked him out completely.
Yeah. For some success, she has a noise cancelling muff. She does. Most people do. It's called your thighs. I did an alternative history thing. What if the UK had done a Marshall Plan after the 7-Year War? That'd be quite interesting. 7-Year War. We got something out of that, didn't we? Oh yeah, we got Canada at the 7-Year War. That was good. And all we had to do was give them Guadeloupe back. So keep you. Robot King in the chat. Fuck micro towels, horrific. Thank you. Absolutely right.
What I don't
100%.
like about them is they're not really towels. They're not very absorbent.
No.
Like a towel is.
The shit. They're just beyond shit.
It's like this crap material that, I mean, I use it as a duster.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to, wipe up a liquid to an extent. Like it's just maybe a little bit of Mr. Shine or what the fuck ever it's called, and then it's not absorbent. It's kind of shit. I don't know where they fucking came from.
Hey, Tan's in the chat, by the way. She says, "I don't sound like that, you cunt." And then she's written, "Here's how you sound. La 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 la." That's what she wrote.
That is totally correct. Like, she's totally right.
I just made that up. She's not really. I'm not.
That would be so fucking funny if she was. I've been talking to her today anyway. Like, if she said that, wouldn't surprise me at all.
Right. Okay. So we were just talking about the news, right? Sorry, Greenland.
Okay.
We're supposed to be talking about Greenland. So Trump wants Greenland. Why does he want Greenland? National security,
Minerals.
Apparently.
Oh yeah,
Not
Arctic
the minerals.
Security.
Not the rare earths. Security. He wants the Arctic shipping routes, proximity to Russia and China. The Arctic shipping routes that wouldn't exist if it wasn't for global warming, melting the ice caps.
Yeah.
There's already a US military base on the island. They've already got a deal that the US could put more military bases on the island if it wanted to. And he claims that Denmark has failed to defend it. Has anyone else invaded? Did the Nazis take over Greenland?
Defend it from what?
Did the Chinese take over Greenland? And no one mentioned it.
Another thing.
I wasn't informed.
This is another thing he keeps saying. He keeps saying that Chinese ships are outside of it, Russian ships, are looking at it or hanging out around it. So therefore, they're too close to America.
Yeah.
This sounds very Vietnam War, very communism's coming too close to America bullshit.
It's just bollocks, though, isn't it? I mean,
it's
just
all shit.
He just wants
all about money, and yeah.
But as I was saying on one of my shows the other day, this isn't about he wants it to be about minerals, right? Because someone's told him that China controls all the minerals, right? All the rare earths, but they don't. They control the fucking processing of the rare earths. They have all the processing facilities in China, and that's why 90% of the processed rare earths ready to go into microchips, whatever it needs to go into, is made in China, is put together in China. So what Trump really... But he's like, no, we need more raw materials. You don't need the raw materials. You need more processing centers to process the raw materials. But he's like, no, we need more raw materials. What are you going to do with them? You can sell them to the Chinese for them to fucking process them. I mean, because they're the only people with the processing units.
Basically, you're trying to take like raw food away from a kitchen. Yeah, I'm going to keep this raw food to myself, and I have all the raw food now. It's like, well, it's no
can't
good
eat it.
You don't have a fucking kitchen to cook it in.
Because it's raw meat.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, apparently the Greenland has been taken over by the Malawis, the people from Malawi. They took it over. And then it was taken over by bloody Paraguayans, bastards. Then it was taken over, you're not going to believe this, by the people of East Timor. They just came over.
When did that happen?
I don't know. They're just defending their island. Them absolutely massive, deadly island that's minus 40 on a really hot day. I think the fucking cold does a good job of defending Iceland. Sorry, Greenland.
I mean,
It's fucking freezing.
That'd be Iceland rather than Greenland. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, the Greenlanders, if Trump and his lot come in, they're going to erase the culture of Greenland because that's what they've done everywhere they've gone. That's what they've done everywhere they've gone.
Yeah. McDonald's, Burger King.
Yeah, strip malls.
Target.
There's some MAGA twat did an AI generated image, right?
Of what Greenland will look
like. Of what Greenland will look like. And it was a strip mall with the Aurora Borealis behind it. A fucking strip mall.
Just what America needs.
SG, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Orange Pedofiora says Ukraine wouldn't have happened if he was Prez. So why does he now say he needs Greenland to protect US from Russia? Well, yeah, I don't think consistency is Trump's strong point, but this means that Charlie Nelson's super chat could a Trump-Putin Greenland pact be imminent. You never know. But thank you very much for the super chats. And now I can, with great pride and joy, release the confetti. Boom! Yay! Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. Let's go to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Oh, wait. Anyway, breaking news. A US judge has ruled that Ørsted can continue development of a wind farm project off the coast of Rhode Island after the Trump administration had suspended work. Oh, that's good news from Chris C. Pagan, you read a book about the guy stranded in Svalbard. So Svalbard. Fucking hell, would not like to be stranded there. Anyway, so yeah. At least if you're stranded somewhere hot, do you know what I mean? You look kind of presentable. You're stranded somewhere cold. Men don't do so well. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. Things retreat. Anyway, so yeah. Greenland does want independence from Denmark. This is true. But Trump's trying to weaponize that. He's trying to go, oh, yeah, lead them and come with us. Mm. It's funny this, because this is like the same problem that they have in Gibraltar off the coast, well, on the coast of Spain. It's wanted by Spain, and because of the Treaty of Utrecht, if they ever vote for independence, Spain has to have first dibs on sovereignty over the rock. So this is why they don't go for independence. But after the Brexit vote and joining Schengen, there was a movement towards breaking away, but they realised they actually couldn't do that. So Greenlanders fear now, if they did pull away from Denmark, then the US will turn up the next day with a Big Mac. Nobody wants a cold, dry Big Mac and no drink to wash it down. Anyway, so there's only one. There's a pro-Trump figure in Greenland called Jørgen Boasen, and he's in contact with Nigel Farage apparently and US officials, and he's so toxic locally. He's now living in exile in Denmark. They kicked him out. They kicked him out of Greenland. They said they didn't want him in there anymore.
That's hysterical. That's very funny.
But this is territorial imperialism. Anyway, should we talk about Iran for a moment?
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, go on then.
So Iran, economic collapse over there. Oh, Miss Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Unlike the British, Danes, French, etc., US troops don't do cold weather training. Oh, and US rifles won't work in the cold. Yeah, they certainly won't work at minus 40. And despite the US fleet being thousands of ships, they only have 2 icebreakers. Just two. I mean, they can probably take Greenland. There's only 60,000 people living there. Can they keep Greenland? I don't think so. They couldn't keep Afghanistan. Captain Coconut, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. China invades Taiwan. Trump asks, why did you do that? China says, you set a precedent. Trump replies, I know I set as president. Just wait till they try to vote me out. Wink, wink. Hey. Chris has got some more breaking news for us. I like Chris. He's got all this breaking news. 4 NHS hospital trusts have declared critical incidents due to significant and sustained pressures on its services after a surge in complex A&E admissions. That's not good. There's a brand new hospital in Liverpool You know, they only built it a few years ago, and already the corridors are just full of people in the A&E. Why don't they just build a bigger fucking A&E, the stupid twats? They had all this space to build as big a hospital as they want. They were knocking down the old one. They should just build a new building where the old Royal was, and it's just A&E. That's it. Just a big fucking room with loads of curtains. Everyone gets a bed, and as you're waiting to be seen in A&E, you get a bed. So you're not in a fucking hospital corridor.
There's not enough people. They all left, didn't they?
Yeah. Okay, so Iran.
Mhm.
Right, so
I
economic
don't know
collapse.
a lot about this at all, actually. As I said, I'm kind of, I am avoiding the news a little bit. So what you're telling me about Iran really actually is going to be a learning moment for me.
Are you sitting uncomfortably?
Always.
Then I'll begin. Economic collapse. So the real, the currency over there, is at record lows. Inflation's at around 40%. Food is becoming unaffordable. And as a result of this, the merchant class, the bazaris, because they run bazaars, they're called bazaris, which is really cute. I quite like that. Who have traditionally been busy mates with the clerical class who run the country or are above the government. They've all kicked off and they started these protests. And now there's protests confirmed in 186 countries. This morning when I checked that number, it was 111. All 31 provinces of Iran are now involved. There's over 10,000 people have been arrested. Over 600 protesters have been killed that we know of.
I was about to say, they're shooting them.
Yeah, internet and communication has been cut off. People are chanting death to Khomeini, and there's open support on the streets to a guy called Reza Pahlavi. I hope I'm saying this right. Reza Pahlavi, who is the son of the Shah until 1979. That was the king, essentially, who was put there by the British to maintain our oil interests in Iran. Anyway, so the regime is responding by killing people, as it often does, show trials. And they're trying to frame it all as foreign sabotage, right? Do you know what really doesn't help? When the bad guys in a civil conflict are trying to frame something as something that it's not. When Trump says, it is. Yeah, we want the protesters to work. We want Khomeini dead as well. And you're like, don't say that. Don't say, you're not helping. Trump, you're not helping. And he's like, Did you see the footage of him standing up in the middle of a meeting and checking the window?
No.
There's a meeting of Trump. I think it was when he was having it was either his cabinet meeting or the meeting with the oil people.
He went up and checked the window for what?
To look at the remains of the East Wing. And I said, isn't it amazing? And everyone was just at the table, was like, okay.
What the fuck are you doing?
Grandpa's walking around again. He's sunsetting. Sundowning. He's sundowning. Like he literally, they're all talking. And then he just goes, and he gets up and he just starts looking out the window.
That's because the eyes were not on him.
Yeah. No country for old Shahs, says K8 Nimbus. Well, it's funny because it did turn out that the old Shah was in fact a homosexual. Really? They know this because they found his diaries, right? And then they published his diaries.
Right.
And they called it Diary of a Gay Shah.
Throwing a time up for that one. Was he actually a homosexual?
No, it was a joke. It was just a setup for a joke. It was just a joke, Scott. It was only a joke. It was only a joke. I made K8 Nimbus cry. Sorry.
From pain. From the pain.
This says, OMG, that was horrific. One angry pagan.
They're not wrong, Graham.
One angry pagan says, "Oh dear gods, Graham, frig help me."
Yeah, they're not wrong. Terrible.
Anyway, Trump is making this worse. He's
as always.
Yes, as always, he's making a bad situation. Trump already is a bad situation. So anything he gets involved with, he makes it worse. So he is calling it. He's allowing the authorities in Tehran to say this is a US-backed coup. And when they say that, it gives the hardliners justification for more killings, more repression, more executions, etc. And there's also one of the few ways to get your messages out in Iran, since they shut the internet off, the physical pipelines that, you know, the internet pipes got shut off, is Starlink, the Musk satellites, but they're unsecured. So anyone it's a bit of a trap. It's a trap. If anyone puts stuff on the Starlinks, then there is a chance that the connections can be tracked and activists are risking being identified. So there you go. Breaking news, major incident declared as tens of thousands of people across southeast England without water. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
I heard because of the cold weather, and there was something else. It was cold weather and something. I don't know. But yeah. And Elle says, for fuck's sake, trees are barking. Very good.
You know, it's absolutely insane when you say something like, "Oh, there's no water." Why? How is there no fucking water?
There's only one
What
pipe
the fuck
in there.
happened?
There's only one
Yeah,
pipe.
I mean, it's not. It's been cold. It ain't been that fucking cold. Like, especially in the southeast, right? Like you got. I know, like the north got a lot of snow. We didn't get shit.
We didn't get shit here. We got some yesterday. We got light dusting yesterday.
Yeah, we got nothing. So it's like, what's going on?
Didn't even get to make a snowman.
Yeah, or a snow angel.
Oh. Anyway, so last story. We've only got 3 minutes left, so I better be quick on this. Let's come back round to Jerome Powell. As I want to talk about, because Powell refused to cut interest rates fast enough for Trump's likening.
Right.
So the DOJ, which is operated by Trump, has launched a criminal investigation into the federal chair, Jerome Powell. So on the back of this, stocks have dipped. The dollar has weakened. Gold has hit record highs. And traders are reading this as America's not institutionally safe anymore. Because if a fucking nutter like Trump can get into power and then essentially start controlling...
He's actually done the opposite of what he wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a surprise.
And it's really grim. But some Republicans have rebelled. There's a guy called Tom Tillis who's a Republican, and he said he's a senator, and he said that he will block any federal nominee until the investigation ends. So they're not going to be able to put someone else in to the
right.
But the thing is, I think that Jerome Powell's tenure runs out in May this year anyway. So I don't know what the fuck this is about. It's just saber rattling.
It's posturing, and it's dick swinging.
But he wants Powell gone. But actually, this might make it more likely that Powell stays on for even longer, because they're not going to be able to. He can only be replaced once they got a replacement. Right. And if there's people on both sides of the house saying we're not going to put anyone else in their place,
because it's just.
Well, there you go. I mean, this is all these connected stories, all connected with that motherfucker Trump, who is a piece of shit. Unaccountable power, executive overreach, the mockery of the rule of law, international law, and institutions being bullied into obedience. It's not great. But I've got some good news for you, Scott. He's dying. He's fucking dying. And soon he'll be dead. And I think, I've been thinking about this, right? You know when pharaohs died, they used to stuff everyone who knew them into the tomb with them?
Right.
Can we do that with Trump?
So stuff all the other...
All those bastard fucking gobshite hangers-on, all those... The cabinet
Rubio,
twats.
Fucking,
that what's his name? The guy who's his chief of staff, Stephen Miller, and that Thiel guy, and that fucking horrible Steve Bannon piece of shit, and Elon Musk. Just throw them all in the pit. Throw them all in the pit. Fill in the pit. I don't know. Pyramid on top of them. Stop them getting out.
I don't understand how that can't possibly happen. You got enough people together to round them up. They could do it.
It'd be fantastic.
You know?
That's what you get.
A few hundred people to start a whole mob. That if you get a few thousand, you could actually break into one of the government buildings. It happened once before. What was that?
Yeah. Chris says, with an island surrounded by water, set up desalination plants powered by nuclear reactors and the water supply would be resolved. We're also technically a rainforest, most of Britain, because we get so much fucking rain. So we don't really need to that. We just need the water to be managed properly. And unfortunately, the water has been run by privatized water companies.
You know what the people
years.
that are running the water manage to do? Line their fucking pockets. That's all they manage to do.
Yep, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not
joke.
Wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah. Acro Dave says, only in the pre-dynastic period, Graham, the practice was stopped thereafter. All right. I said the ancient. I didn't say all ancient. Have I got a little button that says not all ancient Egyptians? I should make that. Anyway, but yeah. I think that happened it may have happened with Emperor Qi, but we don't know because we never found his tomb. He was the guy who had the terracotta army built. He was the first emperor of China, which is named after him.
I see.
It's one of those places that's named after a person, like Colombia and America and Liechtenstein, which is the only place that's named after a living family.
Really?
Yeah. The Liechtenstein family run the country of Liechtenstein.
I didn't know that.
That's a true story. It's like us being called Windsor or Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, as we would have been under Queen Victoria. That would be a daft name. Yes, you're absolutely right. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going on with this.
Yeah, you're just in one of your ADHD rants again. I'm just along for the ride.
Just nod, just smile and nod.
I just smile and nod, yeah.
Whatever, Graham. Pulling bad connections out from everywhere. Okay, so, just, on the plus side, I think that more of the Republicans, the soft Republicans, the squishy Republicans, the centrist Republicans, have had their scales fallen from their eyes from when we last spoke sorry, not on Friday, but on Monday. So in the last week, I think there's been more people going, this is a bit much. This is a bit much. Acro Dave says, calm down. It seems privatising can make a rainforest into a bloody desert. That is actually true. Yes, that can do. Billy says, $3,000 Fenwick. Couldn't agree more. We've got Couch Humper Vance. We'll get no further than the IKEA showroom. Imagine him getting lost in IKEA. Jesus Christ. Like Winter Wonderland for him, wouldn't it? And Captain Coconut, the water companies recently lobbied our government and got them to approve an average increase to our water bills of 23% to do the work they were supposed to do in the first place. Yep. But they gave all the money to the shareholders and the directors. The directors and the hedge funds, and everyone's giving them money. I can't see how it would cost that much to renationalise water since there's only one company per region anyway. Not Magenta. The reason is that they haven't just renationalise the water companies like they've done with the trains is because the water companies are in so much fucking debt and they don't want the taxpayer taking on that debt. That's the issue. The terracotta army thing, it's in the Epstein files. Ooh. Lots of screaming about how expensive it is. Irresponsible land use and farming practices can turn more into a virtual desert. Yeah. For grouse hunting. Because posh people need to do the grouse hunting, don't they? Anyway. Right. So, Scott, is there any news from across the water that you want to share with us before we go?
No.
You just want to go to sleep?
I do, actually. I'm so tired.
Just go to the land and nod. Can't tell.
I am absolutely shattered tonight. I didn't exercise today or anything. Like, I just worked. And I am absolutely knackered. So, yeah, sorry about it.
Brilliant. All right, mate. Well, listen, you take care. And everyone watching, you take care as well. Thank you to everyone who's taken part in the chat tonight. Everyone who has been so kind and given us a super chat. That is very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. I would also like to say, if you would like to, it's up to you. You don't have to, there's no, I'm not going to hold you to it. But if you would like to subscribe to the channel, that'd be boss. That'd be brilliant. That'd be cool. If you're not already subscribed. Yeah, boss chat. But even if you're not subscribed, even if you are subscribed, even if you remember the channel itself, if you could see your way to giving us a like, that would be great. It doesn't cost anything, but it feeds the algo, which is a monster that lives at the bottom of my garden. Okay, until tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock for Morning Brew. I'll say thank you very much for watching. Thanks to my wonderful co-host, Scott Williams, TGA 1976. Until next time, hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.